USCFootball.com. I'm Keely Eure here with Dan Weber. Instant analysis of Day 8 of fall camp. Full pads today with Pac-12 refs. As Helton said, it was a competitive Tuesday.
Yeah, I like the point. I asked him, would they have been better off last year, for example, in the quarterback battle, had they gotten to play exhibition games the way they do in the NFL? Because, you know, games clearly bring out the best in Sam Darnold. And Clay said it was a really good point. He said, we're trying to make this like 3 straight game weeks with Saturday, you know, being the game. And so he said, we're trying to make this like an NFL situation. It just isn't exactly an exhibition game, but he said that's kind of our approach. And as we talked about Sam, I guess it's the 4th straight practice. He hasn't given up the ball in any way, and he just keeps playing, you know, better and better. It almost looks like once they put the pads on Sam, boom, okay, that's Sam.
Yeah, it's definitely, the light has definitely turned on for him. Not that it was off, but he had 2 great throws today, and Rojo also had a great day today.
Yeah, Rojo had, I like it. Coach McCullough talks about they're trying to give him better reads in advance so they have a real sense of where this play is going and what they're going to be doing at the 2nd and 3rd level. Rojo said he had a great inside-outside cut in team run for like a 30-yard touchdown that was so quick. And he basically said, I tell him, you blocked the other 10, I'll beat the 11th guy. And the only person that even got a hand on him was the safety, but it wasn't enough. And he just looks awfully explosive. But I think that Vianney was talking about that they are able to hit the line of scrimmage quicker this year, and which is good because they're going to have quicker guys up front. They're not going to have the big size. But that's all kind of going together in terms of quicker, more athletic. And we talked to Clay afterwards, and he said, if those guys can run the ball, when you've got a quarterback like Sam, I mean, it's really going to be very difficult because you've got to come up and play the run. And if you come up and play the run, you got to play USC man-to-man in the secondary. It's going to be very difficult, which is why they're working on more deep throws, because they figure got a lot of speed at wide receiver. And if they, the secondary keeps coming up because they got to help out against the run, they're going to throw the ball over, and they keep doing that. And that's a great way to go if you can make that work. I think the secret of this team is if they can come out and run the ball consistently, in a dominant kind of a running game, they're really going to be hard to beat because then you've still got Sam and the pass receivers.
Mm-hmm. Like you said, with so much talent at running back. Dylan said he didn't want to limit any back, but he did say that redshirting guys is a head coach decision. Right.
Yes, that's the decision we've gotten all along. I don't see that there's a redshirt possibility. You've got basically 4. Although Dominic Davis did a 360 spin move and team run for a touchdown coming this way that was as good a run as he's ever made since he's been at USC. But Vavai's already had his redshirt year, Malavi. And you're not going to redshirt Stephen Carr. So I don't think there's probably no decision to be made there.
Mm-hmm. I know we keep talking about Rojo's weight in these, but Dylan said today that you're seeing the difference that weight makes. He's gaining extra yards in fall camp. I mean, it almost seems like we're seeing a different, more complete back from Rojo this year.
Well, I told Rojo, I said, you're now probably where Reggie was when Reggie was a junior. You're about 205, and you're a little taller maybe, but that's kind of where he was. And I said he would start every practice with a run up the A-gap and just and people didn't think of him as an inside runner, but he was big and strong and really, and he said, and Reggie says, you were here when Reggie was here? Oh my gosh. He said, wow, that's really cool. So I said, no, you kind of have, at 205, you've got some of that explosive power. When you put that one foot down and make that cut, you can see that you're stronger now. Deland McCullough said he and Rojo had this conversation about gaining 9 or 10 pounds and in an upper body place where you could shed tacklers. But I think he's also put more explosive strength in his legs, and with the weight work that he's been doing, that allows him to make that one plant and cut, and where he's more explosive through the hole, which again, can't ask for more than that.
Mm-hmm. There's an extra conditioning portion of practice. It almost lasted for 20 minutes. When we asked Sam Darnold what that was about, he referred to Clay Helton. When we asked Clay Helton, he said that was an in-house issue.
What I heard was that it was some unhappiness with maybe the freshmen not being where they needed to be in the playbook, and that they had been warned. And you heard some of the coaches during practice, and there were some voices raised and what have you, and there were some players who were not happy. And I think it was a decision to make a point, but that's the word I got, that there needed to be a little more attention to their playbooks by the freshmen. Now, what I would say is they're probably way ahead of where freshmen have ever been in recent years. However, I think they're this is demanding. They're not giving you a chance to, you'll get it next week or next practice or whatever. They want you to be there now. So I think and the point is, if some guys let us down, you're all going to suffer, because if that's what happens in games, if one or two guys let you down, the whole team suffers. So today, the whole team suffered, and that was a pretty serious. They went through everything, sit-ups and up-downs and push-ups and squats, and they ran the gamut of and they did a lot of them, and for a long time. So that was a serious correction after practice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was going to ask you, is that surprising? Because we keep hearing from other older players that this group of freshmen are really locked in and they're really ahead. So is this surprising that we're at this, or has the level been raised?
I think the level's been raised, and I think the expectations are higher. And I think now they realize, I don't think coming in they thought, and correctly so, we don't have to play that many freshmen. I think they look at these freshmen now and say, a lot of these guys have to play. It's just, they're that good and they're that important. When Clay was talking about nose tackles or nose guards after practice, first two people he mentioned are Marlon Tuipulotu and Brandon Peely, two brand new, freshmen. Marlon was here for the spring, but I just think, we were having this conversation Saturday with Colin Cowherd, who really follows recruiting, and he's just convinced. He said, "There's 12 freshmen that are going to play. 12 freshmen are going to play on this team," and I can't dispute that at this point. So I think the point they're making is, you got to be up to speed exactly the way the upperclassmen are. It's that being a freshman is no excuse, and they made the point today.
Mm-hmm. Lastly, any other takeaways from today?
I like the fact that they brought the Pac-12 officials back, because they weren't real happy about that. They were a little handsy, and I didn't see much of that. I thought they got some good. It was good to have them in terms of downing the football at the goal line, and with a lot of deep balls, whether there was interference or not. There was a lot of communication between the USC players and the officials, and that's always a good thing. So I liked that part of it, that they brought them back, so soon. I think it really sends a message that this is serious stuff, and I think they treated it that way. I thought another practice where they really competed, and that's all you can ask for, is that they go out and really push one another, and I think they're doing that.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's going to wrap it up for Day 8 of Fall Camp. For Dan Weber, I'm Keely Eure. For more, check out uscfootball.com.